Yo, what's happening, Raider Nation? It's your boy Soto here. You know what it is. Raiders versus the world, talking about the team that the world loves to hate, your Las Vegas Raiders. Okay, we have ourselves a head coach, Pete Carroll, in the house. I'm pumped, man. Look, I had a couple of names at the top, and I didn't really care who it was for different reasons. It was Ben Johnson because of his success being an offensive coach 3 years in a row with the Detroit Lions. He had the top five scoring offense each of those seasons. Very innovative head coach. You have Liam Cohen, who is an excellent offensive coordinator with all the injuries. With a Baker Mayfield, he was still a top four offensive scoring team last season, moving up steadily in the ranks. And he was a McVay assistant in the past. Those guys tend to shoot to the top. He got the head coaching job with Jacksonville. We ended up with Pete Carroll, and I honestly think Pete Carroll is the best head coach out of all of them. Not the offensive mind, but the best head coach. There's a lot more things to go into head coaching than just offense. Pete Carroll brings the juice, man. Pete Carroll, you want to talk about somebody who comes in and has a lot of energy and who's going to be able to match the team's energy, who's going to be able to go out there and play the music. He's going to go out there and connect with players. Look, you talk about AP, right? And AP was a good choice, I think, as well. He just couldn't improve on the field. But Pete Carroll is the epitome, was like the absolute ceiling of what AP could have been if he improved. And we already have that in Pete Carroll. As far as his age goes, I wouldn't be so concerned about his age. Listen to this video here on NFL Network about Pete Carroll and his age.
Well, first of all, I think we have to dispense of the oldest coach thing because Pete Carroll is the youngest 73-year-old you will ever see. He doesn't act 73. He doesn't look 73. He does not have the energy level of a 73-year-old. So put that aside. He is the ultimate culture guy, and more than anything that they need at the Raiders, more than they need clarity on the quarterback or roster improvements, they need a culture reset. They have needed a culture reset for years. It has been upheaval and turnover and chaos. They've only been to the playoffs twice since 2002. They need the entire building to be reset. And that's the kind of thing that Pete Carroll can do, right? He's not just an X's and O's guy. He comes in with an entire vision for an organization, for a program. And that's what they need. And look, you're not hiring somebody who is 73 years old to be there for 15 years. But if he can sort of change the feeling in the building, get them on the right path, then he will have accomplished what Tom Brady and Mark Davis need him to accomplish. And that is just changing the trajectory of this franchise. Pete Carroll can do that. He's spent 18 years as a head coach in the NFL, and he only missed the playoffs 6 times. They would more than take that in Las Vegas right now.
All right, look, it's not just like a Judy Batista saying it. Everybody who talks about Pete Carroll says the exact same thing. He's the youngest 73-year-old. He acts more like he's in his 40s. He connects with players. You're going to go on the field and practice. You're going to see in the locker room, you're going to see basketball hoops. You're going to see guys having fun and joking and being a team together and sticking really close together. And the practice field, you're going to hear music that you've never heard before. It's like brand new, music that all the team loves. Pete Carroll is that dude. He's going to bring the juice. He's going to bring competition, right? He's going to galvanize everyone. Here's the thing. He knows how to connect with stars. The stars on his team, even though they may be kind of a diva, even though they may be a little bit disgruntled, they stick around and they love to play for Pete Carroll. So your Max Crosby's, you have your Brock Bowers, you have these guys who are the stars, the Christian Wilkins. All these guys, these stars on your team, they're going to love playing for Pete Carroll. And he's going to attract a lot of good free agents as well because everyone wants to play for Pete Carroll. This guy is just a freaking stud out there. He's going to be able to, as good as he is as a coach, he's also that good at developing, not only developing players, but developing coaches as well. And when you're in a situation, in an environment where everyone's just getting better and competing and everyone's pushing each other to get better, that's an environment that you can win in. And I think a lot of the players and coaches in the NFL know it. All right. Some of the particulars. We don't know how much he's getting paid, but the deal is for 3 years with a team option for the 4th year. This gives Pete a little bit of runway to turn the franchise around. Look, at his age, even though he's a very young 73, he's still 73 years old. Let's say he goes through his 3 years and takes the fourth year and then has kind of a succession plan after that. He's going to be 74 coming this year. 78 in the NFL, yeah, that's getting a little push. I don't care how much energy you have, 78 is 78. So what's going to happen from then? You're going to have the framework. You're going to have everything set with not only the players, but the coaches as far as who's going to stick around, what's expected, what you need to do. And also, what I think is going to happen is you're going to get a couple of very high quality, high end, either assistant head coach or coordinators to be able to learn at the knee of Pete Carroll and be able to take over and run with the franchise after that. It's a great position to be in. Also, it shows the Tom Brady's of the world and the John Spyteks of the world what to look for and how things should look in your organization once Pete Carroll does move on. At this age of Pete Carroll's career, does he want to win? Of course he wants to win. He wants to win now. He doesn't have all this time to have a slow burn. This dude wants to make it happen. But he also wants to leave a lasting legacy. It's himself. There's been a few times when Pete Carroll's been counted out, when he's been doubted, when he's been pushed up against the wall, and he's always come back swinging. Take a little trip down memory lane, okay? Now, he was 6-10 with the Jets. Yeah, everyone sucks with the Jets. But he had a good record with the Patriots. He had a good record when he took over for Parcells with the Patriots, and then he got ousted because Robert Kraft wanted Bill Belichick. Now, Bill Belichick was already the coach of the Jets, and then he had a trade to get the rights to have Bill Belichick be his head coach. Just canned Pete Carroll out of nowhere. Pete Carroll didn't have anywhere to go. What was he going to do? He was a two-time ousted head coach in the NFL, really popular head coach. Everyone loved him. What was going to happen, man? He was kind of like ran out of town by the New England Patriots. So what did he do? He went to the USC Trojans in college and turned that franchise around after the Buddy Hackett years into like the premier college franchise in college football during his tenure. Make no mistake, he was the premier organization, the premier school in college football during that time. All right. Not only winning national championships, but multiple Heismans, having first-round draft picks. Like USC was the school. If you wanted to be a pro, you went to SC, and a big part of that was Pete Carroll. But Pete Carroll, man, he has a chip on his shoulder, and when he's done wrong, he comes back strong. He got done wrong in New England. He goes to SC. He crushes it in SC. I'm talking about crushes it for 8-9 years. He kills it. He's the best program in college sports. Okay, Reggie Bush gets caught doing a little funky business because his parents took money from an agent, right? And it's for a house. Pete Carroll had nothing to do with any of that, but he was going to get screwed over because he told the NCAA, yo, man, I didn't have anything to do with it. I don't know what you're talking about. They took that as Pete Carroll not wanting to help. Pete Carroll didn't want to stick around for that. He kind of got railroaded out of SC, went to Seattle. All right, you're screwing me over at SC in the program that I built. I'm going to build another program in Seattle. And he did. If not for that boneheaded call to pass the ball on the goal line and instead of giving it to Marshawn Lynch, he would have won back-to-back Super Bowls. We would have looked at Pete Carroll a lot different had he won that second Super Bowl. But he was right there to win the game. So the difference, he still got to the game 2 years in a row, which is more than you can say for almost all the head coaches in the NFL. Definitely head coaches that were available to us at this time. Okay. The last thing, Pete Carroll's firing was like a blindside. He had no idea what was going to happen. He fought hard for his job. Here's how I could turn this thing around right away, blah, 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 this and that. They still fired him. He was left for this last year to stew, right? He was in Europe. He was giving coaching seminars. He was doing coaching clinics and things like that. He stayed active. He stayed in the game. He has something to prove. Pete Carroll definitely has something to prove right now. He's going to come back motivated. I don't have a lot of time. I got 3 years, 4 years max to turn this around. Trust me on this. After 25 years of futility, 23 years of futility, if Pete Carroll can come in and turn this thing around with the help of Tom Brady and John Spytek, this is going to cement his legacy as a first ballot Hall of Fame head coach, if he can turn this program around. And once you're a Raider, you're always a Raider. When he retires and gives the reins over to the next head coach, he's going to be able to stick around in a different capacity with the Raiders. I know Mark Davis would love to have him stay around just because he's just a positive influence, maybe help his sons grow in the coaching capacity as well. It's a great move for Pete Carroll because Pete Carroll doesn't like to be told that he's not good enough. He was told he wasn't good enough with the Patriots. He went to college and he made USC one of the best programs ever for a long period of time. He got screwed over by the NCAA. He went to Seattle. He went to back-to-back Super Bowls. He got ousted by a big surprise and railroaded out there in Seattle. He's ready to come back and turn around this Raiders team and to show Raider Nation how things should be done to cement himself as one of the best, not only head coaches, but talent evaluators and talent developers of players and coaches in NFL history. All right, guys. Thank you very much. That's my time today. Let me know what you guys think about the hire of Pete Carroll. What do you expect? What are you excited about? What are you nervous about? Go ahead and leave in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share to all your socials. It's the bare minimum you can do without doing absolutely nothing. All right, guys. Until next time, everybody. Peace. Hey, Raider Nation. Thanks for watching. There's plenty more where that came from. Go ahead and smash that like button. Drop a comment. Make sure to subscribe and share to all your socials. It's the bare minimum you can do without doing absolutely nothing.